Leadership quotes by Elon Musk. I always have optimism, but I'm realistic. It was not with the expectation of great success that I started Tesla or SpaceX. It's just that I thought they were important enough to do anyway. My biggest mistake is probably weighing too much on someone's talent and not someone's personality. I think it matters whether someone has a good heart. Some people don't like change, but you need to embrace change if the alternative is a disaster. The problem is that at a lot of big companies, the process becomes a substitute for thinking. You're encouraged to behave like a little gear in a complex machine. Frankly, it allows you to keep people who aren't that smart, who aren't that creative. Work like hell. I mean, you just have to put in 80 to 100 hour weeks every week. This improves the odds of success. If other people are putting in 40-hour work weeks and you're putting in 100-hour work weeks, then even if you're doing the same thing, you know that you will achieve in 4 months what it takes them a year to achieve. The path to the CEO's office should not be through the CFO's office, and it should not be through the marketing department. It needs to be through engineering and design. Great companies are built on great products. Talent is extremely important. It's like a sports team. The team that has the best individual player will often win, but then there's a multiplier from how those players work together and the strategy they employ. Really pay attention to negative feedback and solicit it, particularly from friends. Hardly anyone does that, and it's incredibly helpful. People work better when they know what the goal is and why. It is important that people look forward to coming to work in the morning and enjoy working. If you want to grow a giant redwood, you need to make sure the seeds are okay, nurture the sapling, and work out what might potentially stop it from growing all the way along. Anything that breaks it at any point stops that growth. A company is a group organized to create a product or service, and it is only as good as its people, and how excited they are about creating. I do want to recognize a ton of super talented people. I just happen to be the face of the companies. Brand is just a perception, and perception will match reality over time. Sometimes it will be ahead, other times it will be behind. But the brand is simply a collective impression some have about a product. I don't create companies for the sake of creating companies, but to get things done. The first step is to establish that something is possible, then probability will occur. You shouldn't do things differently just because they're different. They need to be better. It's okay to have your eggs in one basket as long as you control what happens to that basket. Most people can learn a lot more than they think they can. I think it is possible for ordinary people to choose to be extraordinary. I like the word autopilot more than I like the word self-driving. Self-driving sounds like it's going to do something you don't want it to do. Autopilot is a good thing to have in planes, and we should have it in cars. Persistence is very important. You should not give up unless you are forced to give up. If you get up in the morning and think the future is going to be better, it is a bright day. Otherwise, it's not. It's very important to like the people you work with, otherwise life and your job is going to be quite miserable. What makes innovative thinking happen? I think it's really a mindset. You have to decide. A failure is an option here. If things are not failing, you are not innovating enough. If you're co-founder or CEO, you have to do all kinds of tasks you might not want to do. If you don't do your chores, the company won't succeed. No task is too menial. I think you should always bear in mind that entropy is not on your side. Starting and growing a business is as much about the innovation, drive, and determination of the people who do it as it is about the product they sell. People should pursue what they're passionate about. That will make them happier than pretty much anything else. If you have anyone who can do a better job, please let me know. They can have the job. Is there someone who can do the job better? They can have the reins right now.